Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Life Transformation Podcast. I'm your host, Leo, and today I have the honor of having on Johnyee Storey, and aka Johnyee Storey Fitness on Instagram. She has made her own transformation in her own life, and from, if I dare to say, a bit out of shape before to now
For
being,
sure.
yeah, to now being incredibly fit and inspiring others and helping busy moms find routines that work, and now also a gym owner, I understand. So an incredible journey. So yeah, a pleasure talking to you. Welcome.
Yes, thank you.
So I have prepared like a few questions for you. But of
Sure.
course, I will also open up, especially towards the end, if there is anything that you want to ask me and so on. But I guess to start with, I just wanted to hear more about your story, I guess. So where were you at like a few years ago, and how did you even get into fitness to begin with? And yeah, just share a bit of your background, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, I had no intentions of actually getting fit ever. I don't think like it just wasn't how I grew up. It wasn't anything, that took too much of my mind, with. Um, I was, I had been a runner before after I had my first son and just kind of, like stayed in shape roughly like after my first kid, but I wasn't anything like, oh my gosh, I need to count macros or I need to stay fit or anything like that. It was literally just to just play with him, which is basically like why I was doing it. But after the birth of my twins, life kind of went downhill from there. And then I noticed that I was like hiding from like family events, not wanting to take my kids anywhere, not wanting to be a part of anything. And it was from like a shame standpoint. It was like I knew that I needed to do something, but I didn't know where to go or what to do. And so instead of doing something, I did absolutely nothing, continued to still do nothing. And then we had a gym that had just opened where I live. And one of my friends was like, hey, you should come with me. And I was like, no, I do not want to do that. Like, why would I want to go to a gym? Like, I don't even want to go to Walmart, like, let alone go do something that, in front of other people, that I'm uncomfortable with. And she was like, just come and just try it out. So I said, fine. So, because the year before that, I had tried to do, like, how Julian Michaels has the, like at home series or
Hmm.
whatever. So I had tried to do that, but I had quit literally 7 times, like
Okay.
my first year trying to do it. And so when she had asked me to go to the gym, I was like, there's no way that I'm going to stick with that either if I can't even do the thing at home. Like,
Yeah.
why would I do this? This is a waste. And she was like, well, they have tanning there. Like, you could at least tan. It's not going to cost you like anything more. So you might as well cancel your tanning membership and just go to the gym with me a couple days a week. So I was like, fine, like I'll try it. Sure. Um, and then so it was like 2 months in, she quits,
Mhm.
like just completely quits working out. And I never did. So I just stayed there and kind of like fell in love with it and decided like dang, like this is really cool, things are happening, things are changing, I'm feeling better. Like I noticed that like just my mood in general was totally different, and I didn't really even have any goals like at that time. I was just going to just you know really I was going for her. I wasn't even going for me yet. And then when she quit, I was like, dang, like I don't want to quit, just because somebody else did. And so a couple years after that, I wanted to own a gym. And I knew that there was another gym in town that like their owner had left. And so like I kind of inquired there and found out who owned it, had a conversation with them, bought it, quit my full-time job that I was making like decent money at, had insurance and all of the things to go to a failing gym business. Like we literally only had 23 people there.
Oh, wow.
Like there
Yeah.
wasn't even enough money coming in. Yeah, there was like no money coming in to even, so 23 people at $30 a month. Like you
Mm.
could do the math. It's
Yeah,
pretty
yeah,
much nothing. Like there
yeah.
wasn't enough money to like buy, a month's worth of groceries, let alone pay the rent and the electricity and like all the things. So I like invested time, energy, all of my money like into the gym business. And I mean, now we have over 500 members. We're doing pretty good. Like
Oh,
increased
wow.
prices. Like it's
Wow.
a whole, yeah, it's like a whole thing. I mean, it took me probably 5 years before I could even hire anyone to help me even like at the front desk. Like it was
Yeah.
crazy. So, because I bought it in 2018 and then COVID, 2020,
All
that's
right.
when we
Yeah.
really took off. Yeah.
Okay.
So like we took off because I was like, I'm not closing. Every other gym in town's closing. Like it's not a law that we have to close. Forget this shit. Like I can't let it go. And so we opened and then we just like boomed because like we didn't
Oh,
cave. Like we were just like, yeah, no, like we're gonna stay, like whatever we got to do, stay open. So we did a little bit of limited hours. We did that for 6 weeks, and I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. Like we're just gonna be 24/7 back to it again. So we did that, and yeah, it's just been wild. So yeah, that's the story. So it was like me getting fit was a total accident. Like I didn't even
yeah.
want to. Like
Yeah.
yeah,
And then the
yeah.
whole gym business that took a lot of guts, I must say.
It
So
was
yeah,
terrifying. Like I
yeah,
still don't sleep, like, because like things are never, you're never done.
yeah,
Like it's never ending. Like you're either replacing equipment, upgrading equipment, updating the building. We just added tanning this year too. And so it's like always something because like if you stall out, you're done.
yeah,
Like, like people their attention span is like very small.
yeah.
And I don't know. And we live in such a small college town. Like we have a 4-year rotation, like where people like come in and leave, like come in and
Mhm.
leave, so, but it's, it's so fun. Like I can't imagine like doing anything else. Like I was telling my husband, I was like, there's no way that I could go back to the hospital and work. Like there's
Mhm.
no way. Like I would lose my mind. Like this is so great. And he's like, well, we lose our minds anyways, like,
Yeah,
but at least this is ours. And it's fun to
yeah,
like meet people and yeah, and help them with their goals and things like that. Like, cause we've been there and nobody believes me whenever I say like I've been where you are. Like they're like, no, like no way. Cause it's almost for me, um, there's like a lot of shame still. Like even though I'm not that person, like there's still like that shame there that I like let myself get that far. And so like for me, like looking back, I'm just like, I know I shouldn't feel that way, but I do. Like, it's just like a thing. Like, why did you let yourself go? And you said it was, you did it for your kids so you could be more present with your kids, but you weren't present, like, because you were not who you needed to be, like, at the time. So it's hard, like, and it's just different.
yeah, yeah. But I think we are always our own worst critics, right?
Yeah.
So I know that from my own experiences. So it's like you definitely shouldn't be that hard on yourself. Sometimes I look back at
Yeah.
the times in my own life when I was at my worst, and one thing which kinds of makes me feel a little better about it is in that moment probably that's the best I could do back then.
Yeah.
That version of me, that
Yeah.
was probably the best I could do back then. Now I can do very different
Yeah.
things, but but it is what it is,
Yeah.
right? So
Yes.
I think the same applies to you. I'm sure you were trying your best, but it just the situation was what it was, and yeah, but it's different now, right?
Yeah, for sure. Well, and a
Yeah,
lot of it too, I think, was just like not knowing because
yeah,
I wasn't raised in that light, like fitness wasn't a thing like in our family. We didn't talk about like eating, fruits and vegetables or, like going on walks and none of those conversations were ever had. Like, yeah, we had
yeah,
PE in school and stuff like that, but like what kid doesn't love PE? That's just play, like that, but it didn't have anything to do with like eating habits or anything like that. And that came to me after I started getting serious in the gym and a girl that I had met inside the gym was competing. She was doing like bodybuilding comps.
okay,
She was like, "Oh, you should get with my coach. You should try to do this." And I was like, "You're crazy." But I was like, "All right, like I'll give it a go." And at that time, I wasn't doing any kind of macro counting, any kind of like diet really. I was just trying to kind of eat healthier, but
yep.
still wasn't tracking.
Mhm.
And so when they put me on that bodybuilding meal plan, I thought I was gonna die. Like I was like, you want me to eat what? Like I legit cried like actual tears doing this like meal plan because I did not want to eat turkey. And like, dude was making me eat turkey. I was like, this is crazy. I'm like, 28 years old, like crying because I have to eat turkey. Like, are you kidding me right now? Like, this is insane. I feel like my toddler, I was like, oh, eat this apple, and I like freak out. But so it was a whole thing. Like, I literally had to retrain my palate to not want crappy food. Like, and it was so hard because every Tuesday night I would literally eat a cheesecake sampler.
Mhm.
Like that was like my ritual. Like I would
Yeah.
sit and I would eat an entire cheesecake sampler and just like live my best life, even though I felt like total, shit the next day. But it was still like it was just a thing. Like it was just so many habits to change.
Yeah, but it's also like, I mean, if I talk about myself, there's all of these things when you see food as a way of feeling better for the moment, right? So
Yeah,
that's how you use it in a way. But then you get to the point when you basically change your viewpoint on it, right? And it's like you're not chasing anymore the short term
right.
uh, pleasure, but you're kind of chasing something more important, hopefully, or something more meaningful, right? So yeah, no, but I get it, and I think it's very interesting. You were talking a lot uh, about shame, I guess, in a way,
Yeah.
through both earlier and when you look back at your past as well. But yeah, I'm curious about this just because I've talked to a few other people who have told me like their experiences, and I know from my own. But how is your self-image now, if I can ask you that?
Yeah.
I know it's
Um,
a personal question, but yeah, go ahead.
yeah, no, I don't mind talking about it.
Mm,
I have good days and I have bad days.
mm,
So like for me, but it's like the opposite. Like I feel like I should be doing more or I should look more of a certain way because of the effort that I know that I'm putting in, and like a lot of it does now just because I've been in it for so long. It does come down to like genetic makeup, genetic build and all the things. Cause like applied all of the diet that I could possibly apply. I've lifted the weights for however many years and stuff. And so it's like, dang, I wish I had, bigger hamstrings or I wish I had bigger shoulders or whatever. So it's like digging myself on that versus like me wanting to lose more weight. So
mm.
now it's like I'm not big enough or I'm
Yeah.
not fast enough or I'm not, so like it's different in that aspect, but I mean, I am proud of myself, too. Like there's some days where I'm like, dang, like you've had 4 kids, you bounced back from what you thought was like the darkest time of your life. And then you had another baby after that and you did
Mm.
it again. So it's just like you've done your due diligence. Like you do everything that you say you're gonna do when you say you're gonna do it. Like you're doing good.
Yeah.
Like don't be so nitpicky on yourself, like we can't have it all,
Yeah.
unfortunately, no matter how
Yeah.
hard we work. I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I mean, and I think that focusing on small details and all of this, and I mean small details, but yeah, things you want to improve, and as Phyllis, I think
Right.
I think it's totally fine. We all do that, right? But yeah, I mean, you're objectively in great shape, so there's nobody can say anything else, right? And I hope you know that yourself.
Yes.
Uh,
Yes.
so so, and can I ask you like at your worst, I guess. How heavy were you, or like how?
Yeah, so I was 207 pounds at my heaviest, which I know
Okay,
isn't crazy obese, but
no, no,
I had zero muscle.
yeah,
Like, I mean, obviously, not zero muscle, but you know what I mean. I couldn't do one single girl push up,
mhm,
and 3 bodyweight squats would wreck me.
yeah,
3 bodyweight squats, like, what the hell? Like you should be able to sit down and stand up with no problem at 26 years old.
mhm,
Like this should not be even be a thing,
yeah,
but it was. So couldn't jog down the block without like, suffocating. So yeah, I mean it was super uncomfortable. Like it just didn't feel good. And I was never and part of it too was I was used to walking around at like 113 to 115
oh
pounds.
wow, okay,
So from going from back before I had kids, like I was just
yeah,
super skinny, like just super skinny, never had to worry about anything, which is partially why I didn't worry about fitness. I didn't worry about anything because I was like a rail, it was never crossed my mind.
yeah,
Um, But then, I went the opposite direction. And so for me, that 207 felt like
A
just
lot. Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I didn't want to be I knew that like that was like the point where it's just like, no, you need to do something before it goes any further than this because you already can't do three body weight squats and you can't even do a girl push up, like assisted, nothing. Like, what are
Yeah.
you going to do if the kids take off in two separate directions?
Mm.
What are you going to do? Like, you can't be there for your kids the way that you need to be there for them. So it was like a really hard realization. Like, you're out of shape and you're young. Like, I don't, what am I going to do when I'm old?
Yeah.
And so like now that's like kind of what keeps me going now is like I want to be the one where my kids call me and I was like, "Hey, can you help me move this couch?" And I'm like 80 years old. I'm like, "Hell yeah, I'll come help you move."
Okay, we're back. We're back. Yes, you were talking about helping somebody, helping your kids move the couch when you're 80.
Yes, yes. Like
Yeah.
that's where my whole MO goes. Like I want to be top dog, when I'm old. And I see all of these like super inspiring like older athletes. I've recently gotten into like high rocks
Mhm.
stuff. Like I'm getting ready to compete in Houston this weekend.
Oh, wow.
And
Okay.
there's this lady, she's like 64 years old and is just crazy jacked and she does like these events and stuff. I'm like, that's that's what I want to be. Like that's what I aspire to be whenever I'm old too. Like,
Yeah.
not that she's super old because 64 is really not that old, but I want to look like that. I want to be
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah, there is a guy who goes to my gym who is 65 and he has done like several Ironmans and stuff and
Yeah.
triathlons and stuff. So yeah, yeah,
Isn't it so cool? Like, it's
yeah.
so cool to see like older, you think like, when I think of like a 64-year-old person, I think like they're old,
Mhm.
but then you see somebody like that and you're like, dang, like that's awesome.
Yeah,
Like I can't wait to be like that, and they're 30 years my senior. You know what I mean? I'm like, dang, like
yeah.
if they can do that, I can too. 30 years is a long time to improve.
Mhm.
Like, like holy crap, like it's not over for me because sometimes I'll do that. I'll freak out about like my age and stuff because I'm creeping up on 40 and I'm like, life
Same.
is over. Like, like I'm gonna be 40. Like, what am I gonna do? But gosh, like you're just getting started, like it's life is getting like more comfortable now, like in your mind, and like you feel a little more settled and at ease because a lot of the stupid stuff that you do when you're younger, like it doesn't really matter anymore. You're thinking like, dang, like that was really nothing. Like in your later 30s, like in early 40s, you're starting to get into like real life problems, like mortgages and kids growing up and going into college and all of this, all the things. But
Yeah,
yeah, it's wild.
yeah, yeah. No, but yeah, I definitely want to be a fit old man too. So that's
Yeah.
definitely the plan, I would say. But yeah, you were getting a bit into like talking. We were talking about being old and helping your kids and so on, and also you were talking before about, I guess, being able to run after them now as well, right? And all of that. So, would you say that that has been your main motivation that has kept you going? Because I understand you started as kind of a fluke in a way, but what has been like your main drive to say, okay, I really want to invest in this? Is it just because it was fun, or was it something that was important to you? Like, yeah, yeah.
So actually, it started off because someone in my family had said that I couldn't do it.
Hmm.
So, because I had started and stopped 7 times the previous year before. And they're like, oh, you're never going to be as fit as you were before you had the twins. Like, it's just not going to happen for you. Like, you've already quit 7 times the year before. Like, good luck with all that.
Hmm.
And so then it kind of like catapulted me in another direction, especially whenever I came to the realization that, like, one, I couldn't be there for the kids if something terrible happened, tragedy struck. Could like, there's nothing I could do. But two, like, I am somebody who likes to prove people wrong.
Hmm.
And so, like, even if I don't want to do it, now I have to do it.
Yeah,
Like, I can't let them win, like, this
yeah.
isn't true. Like, that's not true, and, but yeah, no, I did not want to go to the gym, like, at all whatsoever. But um the kids had a a big part of it. And now they're a little bit older. And so they're starting to kind of get into fitness and stuff now. I do not push that stuff on my kids.
Mm.
Actually, one of the reasons why I pulled out of bodybuilding is because my one of my sons started to have like a little bit of showing signs of like an eating disorder based off of how
Okay.
I structure my food and how I eat. And I was like, ooh, like I need to pull back from that a little bit because I don't want him scared to eat a Snickers bar. Like there's nothing wrong with eating that. You know what I mean? And so we kind of had to have the discussion of like, I don't eat them because I can't. I don't eat them because I don't want to. Like I don't feel like having that right now. Like
Mm.
you can still eat these things and still be healthy and still have fun and all the things and do things with your friends, but it started to have a little bit of a negative impact on the kids. And so I pulled back a little bit. I still track all my food. I still, weigh out all of my stuff. I use the RP Diet Coach app. I know you're familiar with RP.
Yes, yes.
And yeah, and so we talk about things in that app and I show them how I, structure meals and stuff like that.
Mm.
So we do more of like if they ask questions, I explain it to them, but I try really hard not to one, talk bad about myself in front of the kids, talk about dieting in front of the kids as far as like putting it in a negative light or being like, oh, I need to be XYZ pounds for this event or anything like that, because that was me just like talking to my husband in passing. I didn't realize how big of an impact it had on the kids
Yeah.
until I started to see that happen with like my son. And so my daughter, like oh my gosh, she would live off of Cheetos if I let her. She doesn't care about any of that stuff, and
Yeah.
but it really affected Lincoln. And so I had to pull back a little bit, but it's really cool to see the kids kind of at least lean into that. And if you ask Lincoln like what he wants to do when he's older, it's I want to run the gym with my mom. And so I'm
That's
like,
nice.
that's really cool. Yeah, Lindsay, she's hilarious. She's like, how do I get legs like yours, but I don't want to work out? Like when you figure that out, girl, you let me know. Like, because I'm down for that. But yeah, it's just cool. My oldest, he's 15 and he's just now getting into track and stuff. And so like it's just really fun to see the kids make good choices. And they probably wouldn't have made those choices if I wouldn't have like changed the way that I live too. Like, so it goes both negative and positive. There's been like good and bad things with the kids with me, going on this journey and stuff like that. Um, and my youngest has actually literally grown up in the gym because he's 4 and I've had the gym since 2018. So like he got all of his like shots from dragging his binky across the gym floor, like kind of thing. So, but yeah, I would definitely say it's the kids for sure now. So
Yeah. That's cool. That's cool. And I
yeah,
mean, yeah, and I can relate to a bit of both parts of what you're talking about. So it's like I'm someone, I guess I have a chip on my shoulder constantly, basically. So it's like I feel like I have been underestimated or dismissed
yeah,
a lot of my life, right? So I definitely have that in me that I, you know, when people underestimate me, that's one of the things that triggers me too. So
yep,
I can relate to that. And on the other side, yeah, for me, like I don't have a family yet, but it is something which is a life goal for me.
right,
And so that has been like also a motivation for me, right? To um yeah, yeah, to become the kind of man that I want to be to build a family, right? So and
right,
like you're saying, kids do what you do, not what you tell them, right?
yep,
So building habits, yeah, both when it comes to training and food, but then also with finances and how you react emotionally to things. And there is a lot of stuff, right? So kind of getting the whole package or trying to act your best. You will always make mistakes, but at least trying to do to your best on all sides. That is definitely the motivation for me to try to improve, right? So yeah,
right,
yeah. But it's cool. It's cool to hear about your motivation and how you kept going on this journey. And I'm sure this I I'm not gonna diminish what you said, but of course your like your son tried to follow your lead too much with the food and stuff like that maybe. But I think that is still in a way maybe a smaller problem than somebody growing up with horrible habits all around, right?
Oh,
So
for sure.
so this can be still corrected, right? And as you have been doing already. So it's, I will say that it's a smaller trade-off than the opposite in a way. Yeah,
Yeah, for sure. Definitely.
yeah. All right. So I actually wanted to ask you also to give some practical advice, because I know that you post a lot of stuff about being a busy mom and how you manage all of this, which is impressive.
Thank you.
So I guess what would be like a few key tips from your side, like about, yeah, how to structure your life, what routines that help you stay in shape and all of that.
Yeah, so basically I have like non-negotiables. Like I train at a certain time every single day.
Mm.
So, and if, obviously like if something doesn't happen, I'll pull back a little bit. Um, and hang on just one second. Some
Yeah,
guys coming.
sure.
Hey, thank you. Thank you. You too. Um, I told you the gym biz, man. Like you can't even escape in your car. Like somebody always needs something.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, for like structuring my day, I always have a specific time that I train at every single day. Obviously, like life happens and some things, sometimes things have to change, but um it's just a non-negotiable for me. Like I have to train at this specific time. And then when it comes to food and things like that, we eat dinner, you know, at a certain time with like our family. So even if I have specific dietary needs or whatever, I'll make sure that mine is there. When my kids are home, my son and daughter like to eat the same things as I do. Like not the same things as me, but they want to share the same meal that I'm eating. So basically like on those days, I take into account of how they like to eat. And then I plan my macros around that. So at least our dinner is the same. So like life doesn't change in that way. So it can kind of feel a little bit more like family style eating and not like, oh, mom's dieting again or mom's competing again. So like everybody's going to be different or whatever, because
Mm.
that's like a big deal for them because they also are starting to kind of like get into cooking. And so they also like to measure out my food and do all the things. But if I'm not eating that, it makes it really hard for them to feel a little, it's kind of like their love language. You know what I mean? Like they're
Yeah, of
able to do
course.
something. So structuring like meals around like how my family likes to eat too, and then eating differently on the front half of the day truly makes a huge difference. And I mean, I make sure that I have rice,
Hmm.
oats, pasta, and potatoes always done. And then like, chicken breast takes 6 minutes in the air fryer. I will not reheat that. Like you gun to my head, like not reheating chicken ever. Like it takes, 6, 8 minutes in an air fryer. Like I'll do it, at work or whatever, like fresh. Um, but a lot of it is just having a non-negotiable time. Like
Hmm.
this is mom's time and that's it. Like I don't care if the kids have to, you know, sit and watch TV and their screen time's a huge thing for like other moms. It's not a big thing for me. I don't really care about that.
Yeah.
I care more about my mental health than my kids' screen time numbers going up. Like sometimes it's just like that because I don't have childcare. So guess what? They're gonna watch their favorite movie while I go do, whatever I gotta do.
Yeah.
Um, but that's like a big one. And I used to have like, gosh, in the beginning of my journey, a boatload of excuses on why I couldn't go to the gym. Um, and they were all valid, quote unquote, but like every single one of them had a fix.
Mm.
But I wasn't willing to like, adjust anything else in my life. So it's not like, yeah, I mean, there's things that are like hard to work around and shit like that, but you can't make it 3 days a week at least. Like you're lying to yourself.
Yeah.
Like that's the whole thing. And also there's things that you can do at home too with your kids. Like, no, it's not as effective. Like if I had to choose like working out with my toddler and working out by myself, obviously I'm going to have a better workout if I do it by myself, but something is better than nothing, especially if you're just going for just overall fitness and health. So it's a little bit different, competing and things like that because like that's a whole nother world.
Mm.
But as far as like general health, there's no reason why we can't fit in 3 days a week at 30 minutes. Like I scroll on my phone more than that.
Mm.
So it's like it's one of those things. But yeah, just like marking out time. And that's a huge one for me. Whenever I switched that, like a lot of things kind of just fell into place.
Yeah, yeah, agreed. And I mean, I'm very routine oriented too.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I kind of have my schedule, and when I do my workouts, and I keep that, and yeah, yeah. So no, but it's great that you're making it work in spite of everything else, but like yeah, handling the gym and kids and life in general.
Yes.
So I guess in the end, like you were saying, even if there are like reasonable reasons like not to do it, like it's you just change your priorities, right? Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to. And a lot of
Yeah.
people assume, and I get it locally here too, that I have all the time in the world to work out because I own a gym.
Mm.
I have less time to work out because I own a gym. Like it is so hard for me to sometimes stay on task
Yeah.
because like I work out in the same business that I own. And
Yeah.
so it's like when you're at home, you see things that need to be done and you get easily distracted. And it's the same thing. I'll literally have people working at the desk. I'll be in the middle of a Metcon and somebody will come up to ask me a question on how to either A, use something or B, they need to update their debit card or like whatever. I'm like, dude, like there's people at the I'm dying right now. I can't help you. So sometimes working, yeah, like sometimes it's really hard to work out at the gym that I own because I get interrupted all the time as if I were to have my kids there. Like
Yeah.
it's crazy. It's wild. So for the longest time, we had a CrossFit gym at our house because that was the only way I was going to get it done. Like,
Mm.
I was like, whatever, like, I don't care if the kids rip run outside, like, whatever, but I can't work out at the gym anymore right now because I keep getting interrupted too many times. And like, I can't do that. Like, I have to work out at home. Um, and then whenever I switched over to the back to bodybuilding, it was a little bit easier, but I was having to do it at, super early in the morning in between clients. I would have to literally break my sessions in half
Yeah.
just to be able to get my workouts done. So it's like I too also, like anybody else, have a full-time job,
Yeah.
like have a shit ton of priorities, like, things that I need to get done or whatever. And I also have to fit in my workout. And mine doesn't get to be done like, usually like all consecutively in one session.
Mm.
Sometimes I have to break it up into two sessions and that sucks, because that's even harder because you're like, crap, like when am I going to fit in this time for this part or whatever? And, but you just make it work. Like, and it's fine. It all works out in the end as
Yeah.
long as you make it work.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So things don't work themselves out, but you can always work it out.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. I mean, good Lord, you got to figure like something has to give. There's always a sacrifice, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, always. So there's always like I'm always dropping the ball on something like to get it done. Like,
Yeah.
but also like you can't. If I don't exist, what does it matter anyways?
Yeah.
Like if I can't put me first, then it doesn't work. Like nothing else will work because I don't know what I would do now. Like
Mm.
without it's almost in a way it's almost sad to me because like I don't know how to exist in the world now without fitness.
Yeah.
And it's almost like borderline scary. Just because like even if we go on vacations and things like that and people say like, oh no, it's just your normal way of life now, which yes, that's true. But also if you took it away,
Mhm.
I don't know what I would do. Like there for the longest time, I was like literally addicted to my food scale, or I
Yeah.
would get anxiety like leaving the house without it.
Okay.
And so I developed a really unhealthy relationship with the food scale. I can eyeball 85 grams like it's nobody's business on literally
Yeah.
anything. But now I don't have to do that. Like I know exactly like where I'm at and I don't have to deal with all of that stuff anymore. But I mean, I've gone from literally one extreme to the other.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
There,
wild.
I think there's something to people like us. I think we can have a bit of an addictive personality. So
Yeah, for
yeah.
sure.
So
But
so
not great, so it's okay. Like,
yeah.
it's in
Yeah.
a good life.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
But being addicted to fitness is definitely one of the better things you can choose.
addiction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I was actually curious about like from what you've achieved now and so on, and like what are your current goals? Like what are you chasing right now, like going forward?
Yeah. So I getting ready to do a high rocks race.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
like super excited about that. Leave for Houston on Friday. We compete Saturday, which is insane because it's at 5:40 at
Mhm.
night. Okay. I go to bed at 7 night, like at night every night. So I'm like racing at like basically my normal time getting ready for bed. So it's gonna be a totally different feel for me. Like me
Yeah.
and my girlfriend that are going down there to compete. Just like kind of laughed it off because it was just like, well, whatever, we'll beat them when we're tired. Like, how cool is that? Like the, like it'll be awesome. Like
Yeah.
let's just go down there and be and have some fun with it. But yeah, no. So like right now, like last year I did marathon training and then I did a bodybuilding show, and then I late I don't know, it was like September-ish I started training for high rocks.
Okay.
And because I'm always competing in something. Like there's always something on the docket. Like I can't, it's
Mm.
just in my nature or whatever to do that. So right now is just like getting really good at this sport, like this endurance sport. And it's been really fun. It's been challenging to train by myself.
Mm.
Because it's a lot of mental, more mental training than anything. Like, your heart rate's out of control and you don't want to run anymore and you still do it. But also, like, it's so fun because you're like, dang, like, I survived that. Like, hell yeah. But this last month, because, we're coming into you know, basically down to the race day, and I texted my girlfriend and I was like, listen, I like this week, I don't want to do it. Like,
Mm.
man, I'm tired. My legs hurt so bad. Like, I'm
Mm.
ready to just be done. But, um, everybody has that, like where you're just
Yeah.
like, why am I doing this? This is insane. But yeah, so right now it's high rocks endurance sport. So that's that's what I'm quote unquote living for right now. So yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool. That's really cool. So I guess I can officially call you a hybrid athlete, right? So
Yes.
yes.
Yes. So it's so
Yeah.
fun. Like
Yeah.
um and I was a little bit scared to step away from the bodybuilding world a little bit because I was like, man, like that's a lot of cardio.
Mm.
Like, what if I atrophy some like precious muscle, or whatever. But it was also kind of cool coming off of a show and going right into that because I'm only 4 pounds up from stage weight. So I'm like, this is working out great. Like I'm eating good, running good, like feeling good.
I mean,
This is
you will
probably
burn it on. You will burn it on
yeah,
with Hyrox, right? So,
yes. Yeah. So
yeah.
I exactly. So
Yeah.
I don't know. This is probably the most athletic I've probably felt ever. So, and that's such a cool feeling. Like versus like going from like you need to look a certain way to you need to perform a certain way has been like probably my saving grace,
Mm.
like coming off the show because this is the first time ever after competing that I didn't have any post show blues. Like it's
Mm.
wild. Like, because that was like a huge thing, and which is why I took a 6 year hiatus from competing, was because
Wow.
like, man, I got really sad after like my last show, but knew that I couldn't keep doing that, like because it was just not my jam, and then I picked it up again and just to see if I wanted to go back into that and quickly realized like after the show, like the prep was great, the show was great, like everything went good. Um, but when I got on stage and did the whole stage thing, like I didn't, this sounds terrible too, but like I wasn't like, yeah, like we did
Mm.
awesome. Like like even though we walked away with you know, super good placement and
Mm.
all the things. Like I didn't feel that joy that I thought I was gonna feel, or like the pride that most people feel whenever like they walk across the stage. And I was
Mm.
like, man, like maybe it's time for me not to do this. Maybe this just isn't what I'm meant to do.
Okay.
Like it's just, just it just wasn't it. And so
It
then whenever
wasn't satisfying. You weren't finished.
yeah,
You were
yeah,
feeling
like it
accomplished,
wasn't
basically. Or yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, like I felt better doing the prep, like loved the prep,
Okay.
loved it, thought it was great, so fun, all of the things. loved all of the things leading up to the stage,
Hmm.
like the glam, like you look good, you look great, but like actually being on stage, like I was like, I don't miss this actually. Like, I don't think I
Mm.
ever want to do this again.
Okay.
So, would I do another bodybuilding prep? Yeah, I'd probably do another prep because like that part was fun, like loved it. But the actual like stage part, like it just, I don't know. It was time for me to just be like done with all that. So I'm curious to see how I'll feel running across the finish line whenever we, like finish this, because this is more of like an accomplishment. It's not
Yeah.
an objective, or it's not a subjective thing. Like, it's you either did it or you didn't.
Yeah.
Like did you finish or did you not? So like I think that'll be really cool.
Yeah, this is definitely different. Yeah, as you're saying, it's more of a performance thing, like, yeah, how good
Yeah.
you're gonna do, and it's not up to others to judge. And yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
that's
So I'm
cool.
excited about that.
Yeah. So you were saying that you were basically pretty close to your stage weight. So how much do you weigh now, if I can ask you?
Yeah, I weigh 127 pounds.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
And considering
Yeah.
I mean, you're very muscular and lean, so yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm 5'5", so
Mm.
I'm just like your average normal height
Yeah.
mama. Like
Yeah.
that's yeah, yeah,
Amazing. Amazing. Okay. So then I guess this leads me to my two last points. And so basically, one of them I
sure.
just wanted to ask if there is anything that you would like to add about your own journey. And then the last thing is just if you have any questions for me, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, no. So I mean, as far as like my own journey and things like that, I'm glad that I did it. Like I'm glad that I like didn't want to do it, but
Mm.
still chose to do it anyway, and at least try. And none of it came really with the plan until later, until I was like, dang, like I wonder, who I'm going to meet whenever I do these things. Or so I was never really a big risk taker. And then after things started kind of coming to light, like I'm like, dang, like if I could do that, I wonder if I could do this. And so just kind of just trust yourself. That's like a main thing. Like that's like the main takeaway is just like you can do it. Anybody can do it. Like if I can do it, anybody can do it. And kids are not like, but kids with kids is hard. Like there's no doubt about that. Like, but also, you should do it for you and not just your kids.
Mhm.
Like you deserve to have a good life too. Like you deserve to be able to go do things too. Like I can't imagine, you know, wanting to go there's this like place in Colorado that I want to go to and it's like 2000 stairs or something like that. Manitou Springs, I think is what it's called. But there's no way I would have been able to do that.
Mm.
Like, and how sad would it be to not be able to experience something because I'm out of shape and it's something that I can control.
Mm.
Like that's like, that's like a main thing. But um yeah, I'm glad that I said yes when I wanted to scream no. Like for sure.
Yeah,
But
I'm also glad that you did. You seem to be doing really good, so I'm happy for you.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, and the goal is to just like keep doing it, just never quit. Yeah.
Cool.
So,
All
okay.
right. And is there anything you would like to ask me that you want to know?
So, like when you started, like what made you do it?
Right. How much time do we have? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Because your story is crazy. Like I've watched it on Instagram. Like it's wild. Like you've done incredible. And I know like you posted the other day about like your stomach, but your legs are awesome. Like I loved that. Like that was so good. Like giving yourself like, like because I'll do the same thing. I'll like shame myself a tiny bit, but then I'll be like, but this is awesome. Like I think that's so cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
so I definitely have insecurities about my loose belly, I guess. I do have a lot of loose skin and stuff like that. So yeah. Um, but it is what it is. It's a worth trade-off. And no, yeah, for me, it's basically what you were talking about also regarding doing things for you, right? Because Before I was able to do any of this, to lose the weight and to get in shape and to start training, like I had to first get to the point where I felt like I was worth it, right? So that's where I was struggling basically. So I definitely was at a point before where I didn't really see a bright future for myself because things had gone wrong in several areas of my life, and I was, yeah. So my love life was basically just a big disappointment, and I'd struggled financially too, and yeah, made a lot of mistakes throughout my life, and I was basically at the point where I was like, okay, I'm just gonna enjoy day to day and not care about the future. So that's the mindset where I was at for a while. And so that's where I needed to change first. So I first had to basically work on gaining back belief that a better life was possible and that I could have those things, right? Um, so that's where it all started, and so it, yeah, one thing which I try to preach, I guess, is that if there is someone who knows somebody else who is morbidly obese and who is in that situation and so on, what they need most is not that you tell them to eat less.
Yeah.
They know. It's not like they don't see
Yeah.
themselves. It's not like they're not aware of where they're at. I what I try to preach is that you need to start from seeing that person as a person, trying to understand what is it that they want, what is it that they care about, trying to actually listen, try to actually see what's up for them, and then you can start, caring about that. And then the more they'll see that people care about what they care about, then the more they'll try to start to believe that it's possible, and they will there will come a point in people's life where they will want to make a change for themselves, right? But
Right.
you cannot really force it. Like people have been telling me to lose weight all my life, so it's but for me in my universe that wasn't my problem. I had so many other problems.
Right.
Right? So, yeah, I had to
Well,
first care more about myself. Yeah.
yeah. Well, and it's crazy how much like food for me was so emotional.
Mm,
Like, why? And it's like this for, almost every single overweight person that, like it's like a thing. Like, why, and it's so silly because you're like, oh, like it's just, it's just food. And now for me now, yes, it is just food. But for me then, back then, it was not just food.
mm,
Like it was more than that.
yeah.
And so like while it's so easy to be like, oh yeah, you just need to, eat some chicken and some rice and you'll be like good to go. Well, that doesn't fill the void in my heart right now. Like it doesn't make me feel like warm and fuzzy right now, like so
Yeah.
and I deal with a lot of, like moms and stuff like that and food is something that we talk a lot about and feelings like how stressful life is and that's where we come in and be like, well, what are foods that you enjoy eating? Let's talk about portion sizes for those foods that make you feel good and make you feel comforted and make you feel loved.
Mm,
Like, and so I build plans based around that and not so much as like you need to have all of your micronutrients and eat vegetables and fruits and shit. We don't start there.
mm,
Like, because that's not where it's at. Like, they're going to fail in 10 minutes.
yep.
Like, you can't do that. And so like when you said that, like, yes, that's huge, is like treating them like a person and take into account the problems that they have in their day-to-day life. Like doing that and even just having the conversation alone and even just acknowledging they're struggling, like in any capacity, like already makes somebody feel like, oh, I can trust this person and open up to this person. And I tell my clients all the time, I'm like, if you quote unquote mess up, I want to hear about it. Like, I want to know, like, why did you do that? Like, was it because you're just having an off day, or was it because of, like you just had a, you know, forget this shit moment? Like, what was it that, and because maybe we can avoid that next time. It's not from a place of like judgment. It's like maybe I've been there before too, and maybe I have like maybe another perspective to offer you. Sometimes I don't.
Mm.
Sometimes I don't have the answer. And I'm just
Yeah.
like, but you know what? I'm gonna find out for you. I'm gonna
Mm.
like figure this out with you. And like we're gonna, get it all together and try to figure something out, because everybody can be helped
Mm.
unless they don't want to help themselves. But
Yeah.
if somebody's willing, like there's no doubt that they're going to be successful. But also having somebody in their corner and being like, dude, it's okay. Like it's going to be all right. Yeah,
Mm.
it's nothing's really ever a mess up. Like it's never over until you're dead,
Yeah,
you know.
exactly. No, exactly. No, and I agree basically with everything you said. And it's like now I'm getting into coaching myself, right? And I'm trying to take the exact same approach that you're saying, basically just to start with what are they doing now, right? What are their routines now? What do they eat? How many meals a day? And okay, so how can we just make small adjustments from that? That's a starting point,
Yeah.
right? And
Yep.
so then because that's usually what's most effective. If you try to do something that's completely different from what they're doing, it will be just too steep of a gradient. To yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It's way too much. Yeah.
yeah. All right. No, but that was a good question. I don't know if I answered what you were wondering, but yeah.
You did. You did. Yeah.
Yeah.
So cool. Yeah.
Um,
No, I'm super proud of you. I know that we've never
Thank you.
like met in person, but whenever I came across your profile on Instagram, I was like, dang, that dude's like put in some serious effort and some serious work, because like that's wild. Yeah. Yeah, super impressive.
Thank you so much. That's very kind.
Yeah.
That's very kind.
Yeah.
And yeah, I loved you made that reel recently about let's see how it goes with the gym membership, right? And
Oh yeah.
so I guess it went
Yes.
pretty well.
It went well. Yes. Yes. Several years in between those clips, but like I will remake that one again, like as I get older, like because you just it's a thing now, like so. And it also reminds me, like, because we all have that thing, like, oh yeah, that person's definitely gotta, do that for sure, so it just kind of helps put things in perspective for me too, in like my regular life, and to have more hope for somebody else than even sometimes I give for myself. And so it's just like, man, anybody can do almost anything. And it doesn't even, that's not even like fitness, related to, like, there's like other things in life that matter as well, opening other businesses, maybe gaining financial independence, or, anything like in life. And it's just like, if my friends come to me and say, like, hey, I'm starting this, old me would be like, why would you want to do that? Like, aren't you scared, but me now, one, owning a business myself, going into it not knowing anything about owning a business, and two, like, just from like the fitness standpoint of me not knowing anything either, and then like I've made it this far, it's just like, heck yeah, like I can't wait to watch you crush it. What can I do? Like, how can I help you? How can I be of an assistance? So fitness has really changed my entire perspective on life as well, like on other decisions. It's not just inside of the gym or just with like nutrition and things like that, but it's literally impacted how I view other aspects like of our daily lives. So yeah. And being there for friends and family too.
Yeah. I mean,
So
we need to be our best selves to be able to be there for others, right? So
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. All right. So I think that's a great note to end on.
Yeah.
I would like to thank you so much for taking the time, Johnny. And
Yeah. No, thank you for having me.
yeah, of course. And good luck with your upcoming competition then. I hope you
Thank you.
crush it, even though
Yeah.
it's late.
Like, which is not late, which is what makes it really hilarious because I really am like an old lady,
Yeah,
like going to bed early, like I eat dinner at 3:30, kind of thing. But it'll be okay.
yeah. I'm sure you'll crush it.
Yeah,
I'm sure you'll crush it.
I hope so. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. All
adrenaline
right.
and caffeine, just monster and like I told my girlfriend who's going down there, I was like, we will be well fed and hydrated by the time we go on. So like
Yeah.
we're good, yeah, it'll be awesome.
Great, great. All right. So thank you so much again, and thank you to everyone else for watching and listening. And I guess I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, I'll see you later.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Bye.
Bye.